Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we're going to discuss about phonetic. We're going to discuss the definitions of phonetic, kind of phonetic, and what are the things that we are going to learn in phonetic itself. Okay, we start from the definition here. This is my definitions about the phonetic. I know that you are going to find another definition which is going to be variated from the other sources or the other references. You may be going to find something different, but I remind you that generally the student of mine is going to say the very simplest or the very general definition is phonetic is the study of the speech sound, full stop. They're going to say something like that. But for you, the English student that have already or will learns about the English phonetic, you have to know what is the further information after the sentence. Okay, after the words speech sound itself, you have to know the further information. The further information is the next sentence that I showed you on the slide. Let's talk about the first sentence after the word speech sound, that the study of kind of sound and how they are produced in the vocal cord. Okay, that in phonetic, first you are going to talk about kind of sound or count of the symbol of the phonetic. Examples you're going to learn about vowel, consonants, diphthong, semi-vowel, or other else, something like that. That what it's called as phonetic symbol or kind of sound. Then you are going to learn also how those sounds are produced in the vocal tract. So, bagaimana bunyi itu diproduksi di speech organ? Okay, vocal tract is the human speech organ that you are going to learn on the next lessons. And then we go on to the next sentence. The next sentence is say how they are delivered. Okay, delivered. The sound that is produced by the mouth is going to deliver. Then in phonetic, you are going to learn how to deliver the sound and how they are perceived is the next sentence. Perceive mean receive. Okay, jadi bagaimana bunyi itu ditransfer, diantarkan atau dideliver oleh siapa dan bagaimana. Dan kemudian akan membahas yang terakhir adalah bagaimana diterima, bunyi itu diterima, siapa yang menerima, bagaimana proses penerimaannya. Okay, so the phonetic is going to learn or study about those things. So the word of the speech sound that is very popular mean are those things. The three sentences that I have already discussed already. Now, this is the conclusion of the definition that I have already explained you, that the speech sound is going to talk about the sound producing atau produksi suara is that I have already explained on the first sentence. And then on the sound producing, it's going to talk about how the sound produced, and then kind of sound, and then the vocal tract itself. And then second, it learn about sound delivering. Bagaimana bunyi itu diantarkan. And then the third, it's going to talk about how the sound receiving. Now, something that you should remind that I ever say to you that in phonetic, the study of the sound is not considering the interrelationship between the sound and the meaning, because the phonetic is standardized, general, and then it's universal. Jadi bunyi fonetik atau pembelajaran tentang fonetik itu it's particularly, seperti yang dijelaskan kemarin, bersifat particular atau satuan, bersifat umum. It can be understandable of all languages around the world, karena ini simbol. Simbol is the same with the formula of mathematics. Simbol ini sama dengan formula matematika ya, seperti itu. Like example, tambah, plus, multiple, kali, atau subtract. Nah, di seluruh dunia they going to have the same meaning. And so phonetic, a vowel, consonant, diphthong, semi-vowel, or everything is general and international standardized. They going to have the same sound. Mereka itu punya bunyi yang sama. So that's why I say general and universal. And because it is particular, it doesn't has any relationship between sound and the meaning. Doesn't has any meaning. So doesn't has anything to do with the meaning. Beside those definitions, I have some definition that I have already taken from some sources. I'm going to give it to you. The first one is that phonetic is a scientific description of what speech sounds sexiest in a language. Yes, you're going to know that in phonetic there are kind of phonetic or sexiest. Sexiest maksudnya adalah pembagian. So in phonetic you are going to learn pembagian dari the phonetic itself. And then the second, it represents how they are produced and perceived and what acoustic properties they have. Yes, I have already explained that to you, that in phonetic you are going to learn production, perception, and acoustic, or delivering, how the sound are delivering. Okay, and then phonetic essentially seek to trace the process of physiologically involved in sound productions. Yes, because we talk about the sound production, then after this it's going to discuss how to make the sound, how to make the sound of vowel, how to make the sound of consonant, how to make the sound of semi-vowel, diphthong, triphthong, and so on. And then the next, it describes the way the sound are produced and the point of which they are articulated. And it's going to discuss also the manner of the articulation. So how the shape of the mouth, how the shape of the lip, when they are producing the sound. Okay, for further information you are going to discuss it all on the next lesson. Okay, next we're going to talk about kind of phonetic. I have already told you that in phonetic we're going to discuss several of things, and then there are the division of phonetic itself. The first, we're going to talk about the articulatory phonetic. Second is acoustic phonetic. The third, we're going to discuss about auditory phonetic. What are they? Going to discuss it on the next slide. Now, the first phonetic that I'm going to discuss is articulatory phonetic. The articulatory phonetic, it's going to discuss in big portions, okay, because this is very important. Doesn't mean that the other phonetic is not important, but this is one is the first step that you have to learn before you learn the other phonetic. What is the articulatory phonetic? Articulatory phonetic is the study of how humans produce their language. That's why in this part of phonetic, student is going to learn about the speech organs or the vocal tract that I have already said to you. So they're going to learn about the mouth, part of the mouth, the function, and then what else except the mouth and the tongue. Okay, we're going to learn the detail of it. There are 25 speech organs that we're going to discuss the function and so on. And then the next we're going to discuss about how to produce the sound. When you already know about kinds of the speech organ and the function of them, then you are going to learn how those speech organ is producing the sound. Okay, you're going to learn how can the speech organ is making the sound of the human. Okay, and then you also going to learn about the phonetic symbol, the phonetic symbol of a human. The phonetic symbol of the sound itself. Okay, there are so many sound that particulars and international standardized. We're going to learn it. What are the phonetic symbol? Are they? Which one is consonant? How to sound it? Which one is vowel and how to sound it? Next is you're going to discuss about the acoustic phonetic. So the acoustic phonetic is the study of the transmission of the physical properties of the speech sound. So after the sound is produced, it's going to deliver. The delivering process, it's named as acoustic phonetic. So the air, the flow of the air, it's going to transmit the sound. You're going to deliver that sound. The process of air transferring and delivering the sound, it's called as acoustic phonetic. That's why in acoustic phonetic you are going to talk about the frequency, the intensity, the duration, the amplitude, the timbre, and etc. that have the connection with the sounds transmitting. Okay, studying about this, usually you are going to need the physical lab for the sound technology. Yeah, it needs a special lab for the sound technology. Usually the discussions about the acoustic phonetic is discussed a lot on physics class or music class or scientific class that have a lot thing to do with the sound. So the acoustic sound is also become the basic thing to know the sonogram, the sonography or the phonography and all the stuff dealing with that. The auditory phonetic. The auditory phonetic is the study of the perception of speech sound. So after the sound is produced, it's going to deliver. After delivering, the other human or the interlocutor or the listener is going to catch the meaning. So catching the meaning is called as the process of perception. Okay. So the process of perception, it's going to talk in the auditory phonetic. So it's going to discuss about how the mechanism of ear perceive the sound. So how the human ear it become to understanding the word after delivering. Okay, so it's also dealing with the biological thing or nerve thing, psychological thing on human ear, that that's why it's going to discuss a lot on psychology class or the medical science class or the biological class. So as a conclusion, there are three kinds of phonetic. First one is articulatory phonetic, the second is acoustic phonetic, and the third is auditory phonetic. Okay, about the things that is learned on those, I have already discussed it on the upper slide for you. So another conclusion, we may say that phonetic is going to learn the process of how the student or the human is speaking or producing the sound from the mouth. Okay, that's why everything about this start from the mouth itself, the speech organ itself, and everything. So they're going to produce the sound, it's going to talk in this. Then also going to talk about the air transferring. That's why the airflow, it's going to help the human to transfer the sound that already produced or speak by the human. And then the next is learn how the ear of a human perceive the language or the process of listening itself. So you may say that the phonetic is going to learn about this process also, okay, in a simple word. Okay students, that's all about phonetic, the discussion of the phonetic. If you have some question, please write down below on the comment section. Okay, see you on the next discussion. Bye.